Hi everybody. Networking. Let's talk about networking when you are an introvert. I am 100% an introvert. I'm very much definitely the introvert scale of things. I need breaks when I've had too much peopling time. I'm very much an introvert. But I actually really enjoy networking, and it's taken a few years to get there. So I thought I would share some tips because it was something that came up in the group last week. And I think a lot of people shy away from networking for various different reasons, which I'm going to touch on here. Hi Anna. So, I can wave at you now. That's exciting. Okay, so some of my top tips. Well, the first top tip I would say is, first of all, find the right networking event for you. Don't kind of push yourself into doing something that won't work for you. So for me, I really enjoy coffee morning networking events, primarily because I tend to work more with women than men. So when I go along to the coffee morning ones, it tends to be more female anyway. It's more relaxed. It's more kind of just friendly, people drop in. And I just tend to really enjoy that more informal environment. For you, you might prefer a more structured environment. So some people prefer it when they know exactly what's going to happen. So the session, the networking event is split into like certain time slots. So you know that at this time that you'll be pitching to people with your sort of 1 minute promotional message. In the next 10 minutes, you'll be able to chat to other people one-on-one. So that might work better for you. Alternatively, there's so many different networking events out there. Freelance Mum in Bristol does netwalking, and I think there's a couple of other netwalking ones up north as well, where you go and meet up with people. Now, the Freelance Mums ones are primarily for mums and dads, but there are other ones as well. So you can just go for a nice walk and then just chat to other people, and it doesn't need to be kind of this stiff corporate suited and booted kind of thing. It can be a relaxed, nice chat with people. One of the things about networking is that people buy from people. So they want to know what you're like as a person. And the reason that I push networking so much is because I found it's the most effective way to land new clients, because they've got to know you, they've chatted to you, they kind of understand if you're a warm person or what kind of person you are. So yeah, it's really, really important to go out networking. So find the right networking group for you. I think there's some on Meetup, or just look for some in your local area. Just Google for networking and your location and see what you can find that way. So that's tip one. Find a networking event that works for you, and try a few. Some of them are, you have evening ones where you can have a drink. Sometimes that's not a bad thing as an introvert. Just don't go overboard. That's the only thing. Right. Tip number 2, and this one's a really big one, but a really easy one, which is get there early. It's much easier to be one of the first people in the room that other people gravitate towards when they walk in the room than to walk into a room full of people. So I would say get there early, and I do have to usually turn up to networking events. I try and get there a bit earlier and just sort of have a couple of minutes in the car just to calm down, get everything set in my head of what I'm going to say if I need to chat about what I do, and just kind of have that relaxation time before you go in. The other great thing about getting there early is you usually are then able to find the organiser, and you can ask them to introduce you to people. Just say, look, I'm new, I'm a little bit shy, would you mind helping me get to know some people or introducing me to some people? And 90% of the time I found usually they're really, really happy to do that. So get there early. Speak to the organiser and ask them to introduce you to people. If you do get there late, go hang out by where the coffees are, or if it's an evening one, by the bar, because that's where people are loitering for a bit and they might not be talking to other people, and you can get in there and have a chat. Those are kind of the coffee table and the bar. If there's cakes, definitely loiter by the cakes for various reasons, but that's a great way of chatting to people. Ask questions. So don't feel like you have to meet someone and say, hi, my name is Emma and this is what I do, blah blah blah. Just ask questions, because an old tip that my dad once told me, and he's a really good salesperson, is that the most interesting people are the most interested. So if you show you're really interested in their business, you'll come across as really interesting to them. They'll feel really flattered that you want to know about their business. Plus, because you've asked them lots of questions, you might be able to see an opportunity where you can help them, or they might know someone that would be great for your services. So build those relationships. Don't just go in with a pitch, because nobody likes that. I've had situations before where I've gone to a networking event and we had a guy that came up to a group of 2 of us, asked what we did, and we said, and he just basically blurted out what he said, realised that we weren't relevant to him, and he just walked off. And the stupid thing was, we could have recommended someone that would have wanted to work with him, but he kind of disregarded and didn't really find out a lot about what we did, and just kind of wandered off. So, yeah, ask questions. Just think of some general questions. What do you do? How did you get into that? How long have you been doing it? What's your favourite thing about it? And then the key one, what do you struggle with it? That's quite a good one to see if there's any areas that you can help with. Finally, don't forget your business cards or leaflets. Leaflets are great because a lot of the networking events have a table of leaflets and things, and they're much easier to pick up, and you can obviously get a lot more details on there. So if you're not already, maybe consider leaflets or something more unusual. You could have kind of customised chocolate bars or any kind of unusual thing that would make you stand out and make people remember you. And my final tip is don't forget to follow up afterwards. It's a thing that so many of us fail at, myself included. There are times when I've forgotten to do it, and I went to a networking event in March, and we'd been to the same one in February, and in March everyone said, oh, how many people did people follow up with? And the whole room was like, oh, I meant to follow up but I didn't. So if you follow up, you're really going to stand out from a lot of people. So don't forget to follow up. You could put them in your whatever your task manager is, and just set yourself a reminder to follow up with them, or maybe even create yourself a little template so that it's much easier. You can copy and paste, tweak it and send it off. So I hope that's been useful. Anna has commented, ooh, that's a good tip. I usually try to be a bit late so I don't have to be there as long. Yeah, okay, that's a good point actually, Anna, about how long should you stay. So that's kind of another reason why I like coffee mornings. I get too drained if they're too long. So I tend to go earlier, and then if you have to, you can just say, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go a bit earlier. I've got to pick up the kids, or I've got another meeting, things like that. People are usually pretty good about that at networking events. And the other thing is, if you are introverted, book out a block of time after you've had that networking event to kind of power yourself back up. Sound like you're an electric car then, but you need that time to power yourself back up. You can still do a little bit of work like emails or something, but don't book in loads of meetings or face-to-face things afterwards, because you need that time to recharge. I hope that was useful. Do let me know in the comments any tips that you have as an introvert, and also any networking events that you've really loved. Do share them because it's really useful for everybody to know that. And I will see you all next week on Facebook Lives.